Hey guys, Anime E here, and I'm sorry. It's been such a long time. I got sick, and then I had to recover, and then, well, all the schoolwork from when I was sick piled up, and it's just been a whole mess. But, yeah, I'm here with a new What If, and, if you're wondering why the next part of the What If is, it's in the script. I just need to know, do you guys actually like that series? In case you're wondering, it's the What If Deku Was a Duality series. Because I've been watching that series. At first, when it didn't do so well, I was just like, okay, whatever. It'll get better over time. It did not get better over time. It's completely garbage compared to the other videos. Not as in it's garbage compared to content, but just comparing the two. You guys seem to like my previous series more than this one. So, I'm starting a new series, one that I've been wanting to do since I started this channel. This is one of the few ideas that made me really start this channel. But if you do want the next part to the What If Deku Was Duality, just let me know in the comment section below. And, yeah. Now, what else? Oh, yeah, me and my friend started a channel. Link in the description. Go check it out. It's a texting stories and gacha channel. I mainly do the gacha, and I do a few episodes, but they mostly do the texting stories. If you want to know the ones I did the Team 7 group chat and the Naruto Banished. The rest were his. Anyway, with that out the way, on to the video. Hey guys, and welcome to What If Deku Was an Elemental Master of Spinjitzu. Now, I know that's a weird title. Instead, I would just say, what if Deku was the Green Ninja? Or what if Deku was a Master of Spinjitzu? But I titled it like that because the way I'm going to do things, I can't just say he's the Green Ninja because it won't apply. Now, the reason I chose this one is because it's pretty unique. I've only seen like one or two people actually try to complete this series or make more than 2 parts to it. That, and I've been rewatching Ninjago lately, mainly the seasons I like, which are 1 through 5. I like season 6, but after season 5, I really started to dislike the show, and I have my own reasons for that. But yeah, I've just been rewatching it, nostalgia hit, and I was just like, you know what, I can make a what if on this. Now, there are obviously gonna be some different aspects from the canon, okay? And yes, I have rewatched the show, so I know how this stuff works, but I'm changing it for the sake of the what if, okay? Just letting you guys know now. Alright. Starting off, literally nothing changes. Everything is canon. Same thing happened as in canon until Izuku is 4. Okay, so when Izuku is 4, he starts getting obsessed over this show, Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. Yes, I know I'm going with that trope. He has figurines, books, and even made his own personal green ninja suit with the help of his mom. He even practices the moves in the show. Okay. That's going to be important later. Skipping forward until they are 5. We are in class. Bakugo has awakened his quirk yesterday. And Deku is daydreaming of being the green ninja. You know, just not paying attention. So they go to recess and Deku is playing pretend. Izuku is playing pretend until he actually goes to pretend to do Spinjitzu and it actually works. He starts spinning into a sort of green tornado until he pukes. And Izuku, right after that, screams, "Yes, I have a quirk! And I'm the Green Ninja!" So the teacher who was supposed to be supervising saw Izuku do Spinjitzu and thought that, okay, this may be his quirk. Let me call his mom. So Inko came and she rushed Izuku to the quirk doctor. And the doctor found out more about his quirk. He named it Master of Energy and told it that there was more that they could find. There was probably more to the quirk. And he recommended watching the show, the actual show, since, well, he got the Spinjitzu element right, so there may be other parts of his quirk that he gets right. So, once they got home, sure enough they did. They binge-watched every season. Now, at this point, it's only up to season 4. Because, you know, show still has to progress as it does. So, at this point in time, when Izuku was 5, the show has gone up to season 4. And the first thing Izuku tried to do was master Spinjitzu. This took 1 year. So Izuku is now 6 and has mastered Spinjitzu as well as his weapon of choice, which is a staff. Well, yeah, just a staff. Next thing he did was try to master the next thing in the show for the Green Ninja, which was controlling and mastering his element as well as the 4 original elements. This took him 5 years, 1 for each element. Well, 1 year for each element. Hey guys, sorry for that noise. My mom walked in the door. Okay, so where I left off. Controlling and mastering all 4 elements took him about 5 years. 1 for each, and then his own element, energy, which is what it's called in the show, according to Chin. Alright, so the next thing he learned was how to summon his elemental dragon. Now, if you think I'm making him too overpowered, or if this is happening too fast, don't. The entire show seems to take place, I say, 5 years. And since they don't age much at all, and there's not that many references in the show, like for example, there's not many times in the show where there have been, hey, remember a year ago when we fought the Overlord? Hey, remember 2 years ago when we fought the Devourer? Yeah, they don't really use time that much, which makes it pretty confusing about how I'm supposed to progress this. But don't worry, I'm stretching this out, so he's not going to get too overpowered too quickly. And there's plenty more power-ups to be done. Anyway, back to the story. It takes Izuku almost 2 years to be able to conjure and master his dragon no matter what or where. Because in the show, if they're afraid or if they can't focus, they can't summon their dragon. Well, Izuku has hopped over this obstacle, but it took him 2 years to do so, which is why it took so long. Izuku at this point is now 12. Okay, so we're going to skip to the last day of middle school because nothing really interesting happens, except that he crafted his own sword and staff using the elements of fire and ice, like Kai and Blacksmith. And he has mastered 3 martial art fighting styles to go with his element in Spinjitzu. Other than that, nothing really new has happened. Okay, so by this point, Izuku has stood up to Bakugo and made sure that he wouldn't bully him anymore. Or at least he thinks. Bakugo still is at his bitchy ways, but Deku did show him. However, he didn't do this by using his quirk. He used it from the 3 martial arts that he learned in the staff training. He's intentionally trying to keep his quirk hidden from Bakugo because he wants to see if he can make him change without him knowing he has a quirk. You know, he wants to see if he can make him still like him even though he's quirkless. So he tries his best to suppress his power and not use it at all when Bakugo's around. There have been a few close calls, but he hasn't catched on yet. So Bakugo still thinks Izuku is completely quirkless and just is lucky with fists. Alright, so walking home, All Might, he gets attacked by the villain, All Might saves him, blah blah blah. You guys know this. Nothing new happens. Except for when he jumps after, he goes to ask All Might his question just like in canon. However, All Might jumps away, and Izuku, not taking no for an answer, gets his dragon, and I'm gonna figure out a name for the dragon, because it's sort of annoying saying the dragon, so I'll figure out a name for his elemental dragon by the time the next episode comes out. So he powers up his dragon and flies after All Might. Now, All Might lands, Izuku lands his dragon, just like in canon, and he asks the question, could I ever surpass you with the power I have now? And in case you're wondering, Izuku's dream isn't to be the #1 hero, it's to surpass All Might one day using his own power. All Might answers no, not in power, but you can surpass me in everything else with what you have now. However, not in power. Izuku accepts this answer and is very excited. And for some reason he starts glowing and floating. He knows what this is and is so happy. Izuku has unlocked his true potential. In case you didn't know what I did in the show, each character would sort of glow and float for a bit, and then would show off some new power that they had. So for Izuku, he starts glowing golden. He has discovered his golden power. Now this is how I'm going to give Izuku his golden power in this series, since, there's not really 4 elemental masters running around in a temple of light. So, yeah. Now, Now, the reason that this is the reason why this unlocked his true potential is because in the actual show, they only unlocked it once they had solved the obstacles in their life that were holding them back. For Izuku, those were his dad issues. He came to terms with those at the age of 5. Once he realized he had a quirk, he sort of came to terms with those. Bakugo's bullies, he came to terms with those at about age 12 when he stood up to Bakugo. And now, this question, which has just been locking in his mind and sort of just torturing him. Hey, Mom. Hey, guys, sorry, my mom walked in again. I sort of lost my place, so I'm just going to start where the script starts. So, Deku's just unlocked Golden Power. And the reason was, I just told you guys, he basically unlocked all the obstacles in his life so far. However, just because he's unlocked it does not mean he's embraced it or mastered it or even trained it. He just knows it's there, but he doesn't really know how to access it. Anyway, now with that happening, All Might sees this whole thing happening and he starts having doubts about what he said and thinks that Izuku might actually be able to surpass him if he keeps going at this level. So, All Might then realizes the bottle is gone and Izuku sees explosions in the distance and activates his dragon. This is still the green one. He cannot he cannot use Golden Power yet. So everything he's still doing is still Green Ninja territory. So he tells All Might to hop on, which he does, and they both fly down there to see Bakugo in the slime. Now he gets down from his dragon and he orders him to start putting out the fires using his ice while he goes in for Bakugo. At this moment in time, before he hopped off, I forgot to mention he put on his ninja suit, which he always keeps with him just in case, because he doesn't want the world to know who he is. And also, if anyone knew he was just a kid, he would most likely get arrested for illegally using his quirk. However, he doesn't do much. He just does like small rescues like, oh no, someone's falling from that building. Oh no, lady got a cat stuck in a tree. He doesn't do big stuff, unless it's absolutely necessary. So, Izuku with his green ninja suit on, and his mask, which of course comes with the suit, just like in the show, spins his way through the crowd and pretty much gets a hold of the slime villain. So he's able to freeze bits of slime off of him and electrocute him using his lightning. And while he's doing this, he grabs Bakugo out, making sure to not shock him or hurt him. He then gets Bakugo to safety with one of the pros. He summons his dragon and leaves, but not before Bakugo. Well, he doesn't summon the dragon again. He actually goes away because he does not want there ever to be any parallels. So he spins away, and then he makes his dragon when he's out of sight. Bakugo thanks him before he leaves, since remember, this is a person who he thinks is like a pro hero who just saved his life, and not Deku. So yeah. Plus, he thinks Izuku is quirkless, so there's no way he's drawing any conclusions. Now, as he's running home, All Might rushes over to offer Izuku his quirk, and Izuku thinks about this. Now, the reason he isn't saying yes is because he doesn't know what All Might's quirk is, and as we know, One for All is basically just overall buff, but he doesn't really need that since it's mainly super strength and super speed, and he already has that because he has Cole's element, Master of Earth, which makes him super strong, and he has Jay's element, Master of Lightning, which also makes him super strong, or super speed. Because have you seen the show, Jay is on some insane speed feats just by using his pure legs. So, All Might's quirk does really nothing new, except provide just a little bit more strength and speed, but at a cost of breaking bones. And he doesn't really get the devastating All Might power until way later. So Izuku thinks and asks, and what will you do if I decline? All Might answers with, a student of UA will receive it then. Izuku then thinks and asks, what does One for All do for him? All Might answers, more speed and strength, but with setbacks at the beginning. Izuku then asks, what kind of setbacks? All Might responds with, usually broken bones or blown off limbs, if you go over your limit. He then asks, how long would it take to get to your power level? or even anywhere near it. He said it would take probably years. Izuku then thinks and says he'll pass, since he already has super speed and super strength from the earth and lightning element. All Might is sort of disappointed because he really wanted to let Izuku take his power, since he thought he'd be the perfect match, but he understands. And so without that, he thanks Izuku for his heroism, and then he leaves. Now Izuku thinks to himself, did I make the right choice? But then answers his own question with, yeah, I made the right choice. The next day, over the next month actually, Izuku tries tapping into his full potential to unlock his golden power, which he does. However, he has not mastered it or perfected it at all. But during these small little sessions that he has his golden power, he comes up with the idea to craft and create his own golden weapon. A staff that can transform into a sword. He calls it the Staff of Energy, since it matches his element. Now, over the next 10 months, he learns to master his staff and be able to channel his elemental power into it, and also to be able to summon his dragon remotely from the staff. He also learns a few other moves, just, Spinjitzu moves. He does not learn Air Jutsu yet. I don't know how the hell I'm going to incorporate that into this, but he does not learn Air Jutsu yet. That's going to be for later. However, he does manage to learn how to control his golden power, so it's not just coming out whenever. However, when he does do this, he can only control it for a very small period of time. Now, over the next 10 months, he does make each of his elements stronger by unlocking each of their own true potentials, if that makes sense. He also thinks to himself, should I make the other 4 golden weapons? But then thinks, nah, that's too much power carrying around, and plus someone will try to steal them. So he just keeps his golden staff. Alright, skipping to the UA entrance exams, Izuku walks up to the door and sees someone very beautiful, who he immediately falls for. He walks up to the person and they chat, and Izuku just falls in love with this person. Who this person is the ship for this series, and you'll find out next episode. You guys will be surprised who it is, but I'll give you a hint. It's not who you think it is, most likely. So, after chatting, Izuku walks up to the gate. We're just gonna skip all the present Mike explaining stuff. Izuku walks up to the gate and activates his energy dragon before Mike even says go. Now, everyone's amazed where they see just this powerful, just glowing thing of energy. They can just feel its inner presence coming from it. They're so amazed that they don't even hear present Mike scream go. And as Mike does that, Izuku launches ice at the students using the dragon's mouth. Because in the series, the energy dragon can do that. He can launch all 4 elements. So, while the ice is at the students, they're completely frozen. And Deku jumps off the dragon and immediately shocks them all with lightning, paralyzing the students temporarily. Now, after that, Izuku orders the dragon to go in and destroy robots under any means necessary. Use any element he can, no mercy. After which he orders this, Izuku turns back to the students and says, I'm sorry, but I have to pass no matter what. Only one can remain. And he spins his way into the arena. If you don't know where that's from, you obviously have not watched season 4. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's the end of part 1. I hope you liked it. If you did, comment down below and let me know. If you want me to finish the What If Deku Was a Duality series, let me know. It's just that it was not doing well at all. It was horrible. Alright, part 2, I'm going to do a like goal of 5 likes. And yes, I'm doing like goals because I've been watching the series. Sorry guys, parent. This time it was my dad interrupting. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Like goal for next part, for part 2, is 5 likes. The reason I'm doing like goals now is because I've been watching the previous series, What If Deku Was a Duality, and comparing it to the others, and that fucking tanked. That tanked horribly. Like, you don't understand. Like, every other video of mine has at least gotten, I'd say, over 100 or something views. Or, I don't know, I'd say a good 500 to over 2,000 views. So when I saw this series go from 200 to 100 to like 50, I was just like, oh no, I gotta cancel this. People do not like this. So, to prove to me that you guys actually like this stuff, we're gonna do like goals. Don't worry, I'm not gonna set them high because I don't have high expectations for this. I really don't. So yeah, 5 likes. And don't say you guys can't reach that because there's literally 500 of you that subbed to this channel and about 4,000 of you that watched my half and half quirk series. So yeah, I'm doing, like goals now. Don't worry, it won't be permanent. It's just to prove that you guys actually like this stuff. So 5 likes. Check out me and my friend's channel in the description. Remember, I made the Naruto Banished and the Team 7 group chat. Everything else is theirs. I hop in every once in a while to make a video, and when I do, I'll make an update on this channel. So, yeah, with that, I'll see you all in part 2. 5 likes, guys. You can do it.